apologize for everybody that's been waiting for me. So, I know it's 40 minutes later, so I apologize. On a good note, I'm feeling a little better. I think my medicine has kicked in. So, let's just start this off. Are you ready? Oh my God! What is up, people? Holy crap! I am so sorry that I'm extremely late to the party. I had crazy technical issues. Oh, dude, nice, Scorp. I like that emoticon. Yo, Mark, what is up? So anyway, guys, today is May 15th, 2014. Now, we're going to do something a little bit different tonight, okay? What we're going to do is, while I'm doing my interview with Dereck, pay attention to Pami, okay? Pami's going to be pimping my sponsors and doling out some wins, okay? Because I need to do I want to do half of my giveaways during this broadcast, and I'll do the other half during my late show, Crest of Resurgence, okay? So, pay very close attention to Pami while I'm talking to her, while I'm talking to Dereck, because I'm bringing him in. I want her to roll out 5 giveaways before the end of my my interview, so that may be going on, but I don't want you to not paying attention to what I'm doing, okay? Because I really want you to pay attention, because I have a really special guest coming on. This guy's a good friend of mine, and I've known him for a while, very long while. He actually, and I'm gonna bring him in right now. Hold on. We're gonna bring in Dereck right now. Wait a second. We're gonna bring in Dereck right now. We're a little late, but we're here. What's up, Maxie? Hey, Zuli. Raul Giuliani, what is up? Hey. Okay. So, just waiting for, we're going to wait for Dereck to come in. When Dereck comes in, we're going to start with this. And like I said, I'm really excited to bring him in. Very, very excited. Hold on a second. I'm gonna grab my notes. Holy smokes! I know you guys are like, where the heck did Rich go? Right? You guys, where is he? I'm right here. I'm just 41 minutes late. You know, here's the thing. I haven't opened it yet. So yeah, that's right. I was vaping for 41 minutes. I was like, oh man, my stomach. It's like I better grab my phone so I can tell people I'm having technical difficulties. Yo, what's up, hi guy? How's it going? Oh, you know, you hear that? You hear that's the bell of somebody coming into the hangout.
What up?
Dereck, what is up? I'm sorry for being so late, man.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. What's going on?
Just so you guys know, I was letting Dereck know what was happening to me, so in case he popped into the room, like, where the heck is Rich? That's what happened. Dude, I didn't come in until 8:41. Oh my gosh, so...
That's all good.
So guys, everybody say hi to Dereck from Limelight Vapor. Dereck!
Hi everybody.
So this is Dereck72, he goes by. For those of you who do know him, you know, he's been around for a while in the community, and he actually taught me a thing or two. Let's just start with that. Let's start with this story. I mean, we're rolling with it. Let's just start with like a nice anecdote story, just to bring us right in, okay? Hey Don, so I'm at VaporCon 2. Okay, this is a couple years ago.
I bought a shirt just for you, dude.
Oh, dang! He's wearing his VaporCon 2 shirt. Dude, that's awesome. Okay, so I'm at VaporCon 2, and I met Dereck before they opened up on the first day. He was helping, you know, with Empire Mods, helping set up their table. I remember first thing you were doing, you were setting up like this big display to put all of his mods in.
Yeah, it was like those acrylic stands that like you piece together with like a screwdriver, but they were like acrylic, and we didn't have a screwdriver, so I was putting it together with like a pocket knife or something.
Oh yeah. So wait, hold on a second. Your audio's breaking up a little bit. Hold on a second. Let me just see if I can adjust my bandwidth down one. Oh wait, mine's already down. I think yours is on 3, right?
It's on 3 now.
Okay, okay. Oh no, I think it'll be okay. I think we're alright. But yeah, so anyway, he's setting up one of those acrylic stands, and I just started talking. I didn't know who he was. I was just chatting with him. I was like, hey, how's it going? This is like, you know, my first meet was Vape Expo in Michigan, but this was like my first big meet that I've ever been to. And I was like introducing myself, and Bobby was telling me who he was. And so anyway, that night, late that first night, we're all sitting around. I'm talking about like, you know, like I think I was talking about stacking batteries, and you know, I didn't understand the difference between IMR batteries and lithium-ion batteries. And at the time, I was reading some what people were saying in like forums and whatnot, and I was under the impression that lithium-ion batteries were better than IMRs because, you know, you're getting, supposedly it's more MOS, so they last longer. Boy, did Dereck school me that night. He was almost yelling at me saying, dude, I'm telling you the truth, IMR safer chemistry. And he gave me this whole list of do's and don'ts when it comes to battery safety, and I never forgot that lesson that you gave me. So that was my first big lesson in vaping.
Yeah, I was glad to help, because when you was I think you were stacking like the lithium ions, the lithium cobalts, and we're in a really low. I don't know if you were running like a sub-ohm on it or.
No, I wasn't running sub-ohm, but
I wasn't running pretty low though.
Yeah,
it wasn't sub-ohm, but it was pretty low. I remember that, and then I was saying, you know, like you were like doubling current draw. You weren't, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
Like, yeah, just something you really shouldn't have done. Yeah.
And it was.
But it's cool.
Yeah, well, the thing was, I was naive at the time. I didn't know any better. You know, I was just going by what I've been reading, and obviously I read the wrong information. So Dereck definitely taught me a lesson that night, and I've never forgotten Dereck for it. So every time I think of Dereck, that's what I think about. I think about the time where somebody schooled me on proper battery safety. So
yeah, it was cool to help you out, man. Because I remember you had just started vaping like a couple of months earlier. It was like you were like two or 3 months in, right? It was.
Yeah, I started in June, but I was on Egos. I had just like moved to mods, so I had like a bolt that I was like double stacking. I finally got a Provari, but I didn't bring it with me because it was still new, so I didn't want to bring it with me. I had maybe just a couple other mods. I got my first Shan mod, and I think it was in the Shan mod. That's what it was. It might have been in my Shan mod where it was a dual 14500, but I had 2 lithium-ion batteries in it, and I had like a 1.2. It was 1.2 ohms on it. So, and it was small. So what? Yeah. And it was a 5-volt. It's supposed to be a 5-volt, mod. It was not safe. Definitely wasn't. So.
I think you used like the ultra fires, the gray ones.
Yep, it was the gray one. I had the gray ones and I had the blue ones. So
I think you were using those gray ones, the 14500s. I think I remember that now.
Yeah, and then not only that, but you know what? After VaporCon, I went and bought a bunch of AWs, just like you told me to. You're like, AWs, what you get, what you use, and like I said, I've never forgotten that, and I'm always going to be grateful. So, guys, that's how I met Dereck.
Besides the fact that I'm a Raiders fan.
Oh yeah, so he's a Raiders fan. I'm a Broncos fan. We're not going to really talk about that too much, except for the fact that, dude, you guys finally got a nice haul this year.
Yeah, I was kind of looking forward to see what Matt Schaub could do, because I mean he was a great quarterback, but his last couple of years he didn't do so well. But I'm looking to see what he could do, under a different program. But I mean, it comes down to like this. I mean, when it comes to like Raiders fans and Broncos fans, I mean, there's no love there, but. When it comes to like vaping, dude, it's like me and Rich, we get along, dude. I mean, it's like one of the only situations we could put that, check that difference at the door, man.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing, though. It's like, if there's one thing you've always known about me, I have respect for the Raiders. I actually do. So, like, I hate the Chargers. That's the team I hate in our division, and I think you and I can attest. At least we have that in common. So, we're good. Like the Chiefs, the Chiefs. I don't kind of look at them as a threat so much, but Chargers, I'm always afraid of. And the Raiders, you can never turn your back on the Raiders, especially now that they're bulking up now. You just bulked up your defense, by the way. So. Yeah,
it's been a tough 10, 15 years. I mean, come on.
I don't know, man. I'm thinking the next couple years, man. I think it's gonna be war between Raiders and Broncos, especially when we lose Peyton Manning. And it's almost like we evened up the ante. I think by then we'll be even teams, and who knows, maybe the Raiders will even be better by then. Hey, what's up, Heavy Clouds? How are you? So, anyway, I know we've been doling a little bit, but another thing that I wanted to talk about with you before we get into the vaping stuff, because I think this is interesting. I don't know if you guys noticed. I mean, obviously you wouldn't because I never had Dereck in here, but Dereck and I actually grew up one county away from each other. We just grew up across the river from each other. And we were talking about a lot of the clubs that we went to. Like, I know there was a lot of clubs that you went to, like in New Rochelle. I know you were talking about a couple places that you really loved going to when you were growing up, like, I guess during your college years.
Yeah.
Because you went to college near there, right?
I went to Iona. I stayed in New Rochelle. I went to Iona. It was like right there, and spent a lot of time. We had a couple of clubs in town. I mean, one of them was Marty and Lenny's. I think you mentioned that you had gone down to New Rochelle and went to a couple of clubs there.
Yeah, Marty and Lenny's. I think I may have gone there a couple of times, and I know that you were saying that was one of your favorite places to go. And then there's that other venue where a lot of bands played. I can't think of the name of it right off bat. And I think that's where I saw Streets. I think that may be one, because I think I saw Psychedelic first. Remember they had a side band at the time, Love Spit Love. I may have seen them there while they were there, and I saw a couple other bands there too. So, I mean, New Rochelle was like an untapped resource when I was in my 20s. I didn't go so much because I would always go into the city, and of course, which we're going to talk about Limelight Vapors later, but you know, it just so happens that, you know, if I'm not mistaken, you chose the name Limelight Vapor based on a particular club we went to in New York.
Yeah, it has a little bit to do with it. I mean, you know, I was vaping for a long time,
right?
And I had a few friends that like to vape, and we talk on Skype calls. And it was about a year and a half ago when I was like thinking about starting my own site, and I was having a Skype call with somebody, and he was from the same area as us too.
Mm-hmm.
And on that call, it's like where I kind of decided to go for it. And in that same conversation, he brought up the fact that, you know, like me and you, we hung around a lot of the same spots, and that club, the Limelight, came up in the conversation because he happened to DJ there on Friday nights for a little while.
Right.
And I was like, Jesus, man, I did like a Google search. I couldn't come up with anything at the time that, you know, said anybody had that name. So I was like, Jesus, that's perfect. It was like a conversation I had with my friend about that, and you know, we were going back and reminiscing about the places we used to go to, and that name came up, and I was just like, yo, you know, Limelight, like a light, like a LED or something like that with the flavor in it, and the conversation that we had. I mean, it was like the perfect way to come up with a name for the company, so that's how it came about.
And it was awesome. As soon as I saw the name of your vendor, I was like, yes! I was like so psyched for you. I was like, he chose Limelight because, I know that you went to, like, back in the 90s, you would go to Limelight on Wednesday nights, right, for Disco 2000 sometimes?
Disco 2000 nights, yeah. I worked at a country club or a beach club up in New Shell, and, like, the whole staff, we used to just pack cars and go down there after work on Wednesdays.
Right, and I would go on Tuesday nights because Tuesday night was, like, the goth industrial night. It was communion. So I wouldn't go Wednesday nights as much. I'd always be Tuesday night because I'd make sure I have Wednesday off so I could sleep into like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Because let me tell you guys, a night out at the Limelight means that you're out of that club around, I don't know, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Then you have to get breakfast.
Yep.
Next thing you know, you're home. It's like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning.
But we were young, man. I mean, when we were young. I used to be at work at that beach club by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock the next morning.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, no, I mean, and that was another thing, man. It's like, I'm sure you can attest to this. When we were in our 20s, we had unlimited energy. There were even times that we would go to a concert at night, right? Hang out till like 4 or 5 in the morning, and be at work by 10 in the morning. Like, this was before they had Red Bull.
Yeah, this was the summers. Yeah, like the summers. You go to school during the school year, like you go to college, and then from May till September, yeah, that's what you did. You went out every night, and then you did your summer job first thing in the morning. You were fine. And by the time the day was over, you were ready to go again that night. I can't do that now.
I know. I was just about to say, I don't know. How did we do that? How did we do that? Like, I would talk to my friends also, like, how the hell did we do that when we were in our 20s? How the hell did we do that? I don't know, you know? But, you know, anyway, I guess, you know, when you're energetic, it's your college years, and, you know, all you're thinking about is, you know, you go to school, and then when you're out of school, you just go nuts all summer. You don't want to take summer classes, you know, you want to go nuts.
Yeah, you want to have fun. I mean, time management, you know, you work hard, you play hard. That's the way things should be. Exactly.
And I know that that rolled into what you were doing before you got into the industry. I know you were explaining to me, your career is kind of complicated. What you used to do before you went into the vaping industry.
What I used to do was back office operation. I used to do like pension administration and 401k administration.
Right.
I used to do all the back office record keeping and compliance testing, and then I took that and I had my own consulting business for a couple of years then, and I did a bunch of projects related to that, like, you know, if a company like Fleet Bank bought Summit Bank, would pretty much help reconcile all the plans they had on record and ship up the information up to whoever bought the business. Or on the other side, if it was the other end of it, I mean, I would do the conversion in too, like stuff like that. I mean, anything to do with retirement plan services where they didn't want to hire people. It was a job that they didn't need to hire full-time people for. They just weren't filling a couple of slots while they had a rush of work. You know? Right.
And that was actually perfect for you. So basically people were hiring you for your high skill sets, but you leveraged it in a way that was advantageous to you.
Yeah, it was definitely a niche market because I was a finance major, and it was just such a niche industry, like the 401k administration side of that, you know, of banking. It was such a small industry. To go in as a contractor was pretty simple if you had a certain skill set with software programs that they use for the record keeping. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Right.
So you kind of wrote your own ticket. You could be your own boss if you could leverage that experience into something that a company like needed.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I mean, that's fantastic. I think that more than anything, it goes to show, like, I guess what I'm trying to do by talking about this, when I usually do that a lot to a lot of people, is I let people know that there is a person behind a lot of these vendors that you see in the vaping industry, and a lot of these people have other careers. You know, like, I know for you, you know, you're definitely one person that you initially went into the industry and started doing it because of your love for vaping, and you just wanted, I'm guessing you just wanted to share some of the creations that you had with us, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's what I'm passionate about. I mean, I pretty much lost the business that I had due to an illness, and I kind of worked my way back from that, and it's just like time to get back to doing something as far as, like, you know, as far as work's concerned. I was out of work for a little while. I had, like, that, you know, I don't really talk about it a lot, but I had that Lyme disease stuff, and it kind of floored me.
Yeah, and I know there's people that can relate to that. I mean, like, for people who had Lyme disease, it is not something that you could just take a pill and it's over. I mean, I remember we were talking about it a little bit. I mean, the pills are, like, gigantic. They're like anywhere between 1,000 and 1,500 milligrams. You have to take 2 of those pills a day. Like, when I had an illness where I had to take pills like that, and I had to literally cut those in half using a pill cutter because they were so big. But you absolutely needed it, and you had to take it for like 30 days.
IV as well, Rich. I didn't just do the pills. I had to do the IVs as well.
Oh, wow.
But it's gotten to the point where I'm ready to get back into doing something as far as work goes. And
right.
I mean, I've been involved in the community. I've donated my time. I've helped spread the word for many, many years. It's something I've been really passionate about.
Absolutely.
And I hope that shows. And when the opportunity came about to get involved with something, you know, instead of going back to the finance world, I said, you know, why don't I take the energy and do something and get involved in something that I love? Because it's like win-win. You know, it's like I want to do this. This is something I'm passionate about. This is where I want to focus my energy to. So.
And I think that's fantastic. It's totally fantastic, you know. And like I said, I was so happy when you finally decided to open shop. And but anyway, I'm kind of moving ahead myself. I figured I'd just talk about it a little bit because, like I said, I'm enamored not only by what you're doing right now, but I'm also enamored by, obviously, the name of your company. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit and let people know, you know. But it's just crazy because, like I said, I'll say this and then we'll go into the vaping part, but it's just amazing how we were in the same kind of circles, and for all you know, we could have bumped into each other a few times and not know it, you know, back then. I could have
bumped a cigarette from you.
Yeah, I know, right? Which brings me into smoking. So anyway, Dereck, just give us a little, like, history, like, how long were you smoking? How did you discover vaping? And, like, if you could just give us a couple snippets of good things have happened to you since you started vaping.
I mean, like, when I was in, like, really bad shape and I wasn't getting out much, I was playing a lot of Call of Duty, and this was around 2009, like summer of 2009. And I used to run with the same group of guys, and I was a heavy smoker back then. I smoked for about 20 years, and I bartended and stuff throughout college. So I mean, I was a heavy smoker. Probably smoked 2.5 to 3 packs of cigarettes a day. So when I was playing the Call of Duty, I was constantly going outside for cigarettes. So everybody would bitch and complain in the lobby, you know, Dereck, you know, going out every hour trying to play here and this and that. And my friend's brother actually said to me, Dereck, why don't you try one of those electronic cigarettes? I said, electronic cigarettes, it sounds like some kind of gimmick, you know, what are you talking about, electronic, crazy kid, you know? I mean, that was the conversation. And he's like, no, serious, go check it out on YouTube. There's like a couple of videos on YouTube. And at the time, there was like maybe like 5 reviewers on YouTube at the time.
Right.
And I totally got sucked in. I mean, I was like amazed by it. And I mean, I ordered my first kit. I even saved the battery from it. I mean, this was the first kit that I bought. It was a. You see one of these?
Wow, that's an 808.
No, man, this was a M401.
Wow, that's the 4 series.
Yeah,
like I've never even seen one of those.
Yeah,
it's like before my time.
And yeah, I watched a couple of videos and I ordered the kit and I gave it a shot and you know the battery life on it was horrible, but
right.
And the liquid I got with it wasn't that great, but what it did was it was like it showed me that it could work if it could be a little bit better. This is something I might want to explore. So, you know, I started getting on forums. I started doing searches online, and it was just around the time the 510 was coming out, like you know the 510 atomizer, and everybody was like, "Oh, get the 510, get the 510." So I got a 510 and a pass through, and when that came, I tried that. I never smoked another cigarette after that. Wow.
So basically, you know, not only have you been delved in this, you've been doing this now, what? So like you're over 4 years then. If you say 2009, yeah. Holy smokes.
Yeah, the last cigarette I had was October 1st, 2009. October 1st, 2009. Except for one time when my pass-through broke and I had to do, you know, everything was mail order at the time.
Right.
And about 2 months in, my pass-through, the wire broke. I went in and I had to buy like a pack of cigarettes.
Right, I hear you.
I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that because I've been vaping for 2 months, like exclusively.
Right.
And I go to the store, I buy a pack of cigarettes because I knew I was going to get through the weekend without it. And I smoked the first cigarette out of that pack. And it wasn't like the last cigarette that I smoked. It was more like that first cigarette back when I was 16, like the real nasty.
Oh, you got the head rush and everything?
No, it was disgusting. It was horrible. It was horrible. I said, I was going to deal with this because I got to get my nicotine, but you know, as soon as I get my equipment back, you know, it's backups for my backups, man. I'll never run out of backups again. Never.
Wow. So guys, I'm talking to a guy here that's been, you know, old school vapor, like almost 5 years, you know, like 4.5 years. That's a long time, you know, and I have to tell you, man, I'm actually a little jealous because it seems that like, you know, if I can't even imagine what my life would have been like if I had quit smoking earlier, you know. Oh, WD Vapors has been since December 2009, so we got a couple of old school vapors here. And when I say old school vapor, I'm not saying like they're old people. I'm just saying people that have been vaping for more than 1,000 days. Once you hit that 1,000 days, you're old school vapor in my eyes, you know.
We used to cobble together our own mods out of flashlights and project boxes.
Oh man! Oh, like Radio Shack project boxes and stuff. Yeah.
So. I used to get all my stuff from Mad Vapes, dude. That was a place, you know. I hate to give them a shout out, but I used to get all my mod parts from Mad Vapes back in the day.
Oh man, that's awesome! Absolutely, and you know, it just goes to, and it also goes to show that not only were you involved in vaping, you started like tinkering within modding when that was kind of getting new, when modding was in its infancy. You know, so wow, that's hardcore. You know, I know we talked about like a little bit of how you started, but to me, it's like it seems that there are a couple things that you have done that that people don't really know about. You're kind of like an unsung hero when it comes to, at least locally, at least that's the way I look at it. And specifically, what I'm talking about is like the Suncoast Vapors Club that you started, right? It was one of the things that you started with a couple of people.
Yeah, it started with a group of people that it used to be Pinellas County Vapors, and then I met a bunch of people at it was like a lunch party when Totally Wicked opened, like the Bradenton Vapor Lounge. They all came, and I got to meet them. There were a lot of people that were on Vapors Forum back in the day.
Right.
And we all got together. We started having vape meets. Apparently, they had been meeting a couple of times before, or they have gotten together a couple of times before. And yeah, we just started having like monthly meets, like, you know, really laid back, casual. And at the time, it was just amazing to see other people that vape, because it's not like today where I could go out every once in a while I see like a vapor in the wild. I'll see somebody vaping, you know, at the mall or somewhere. I'll see another vapor. At that time, there was like none of us, and it was just cool to like meet a couple of people and get together and you know, not feel so like you were out on an island by yourself. There were other people actually doing this that weren't just online. There were people in real life you can hang out with. And then we just started having those meets every month, and we used to go, you know, just get together and whatever somebody was vaping on at the time, if somebody wanted to try it, or if somebody had like a new mod or something that just came out and there weren't brick and mortars at the time, you know, they bring it along and you get to try a lot of things that you only got to see pictures of online or got to watch reviews of online. You actually got to, you know, this guy over here, he ordered it and he's got it, and you get to try it. So that was pretty cool. I mean, we've been doing that since about, we've been getting together since about, I think around April or May of 2010, I want to say, something around that time. And Dawn comes to our meets. Dawn's Folly. She's pretty cool.
Oh, sweet.
She's awesome.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. And like you've been, so that's basically, from what you're telling me, it's one of the older vaping groups in the country then. You know, because you've been doing this for a while, huh?
Yeah, we've been doing it for a while, man. It's great. I mean, like we said, we keep like a laid back atmosphere. You know, it's just like people get together, and it doesn't get old because everything is cool. Like we keep it real cool. You know, and I get to see my friends once a month. You know, I get to see my friends.
Right, and hey, not only that, I mean, like I was fortunate enough to go to one of your meets and seeing how laid back that is, and I'm so jealous. I mean, it was literally like one of the best meets I've ever been to. One of the best meets, and I'm not saying that lightly because you guys know that when it comes to either local meets or international meets, I mean, for me to say that's probably like the top 3 meets I've ever been to in my life. That's how I view Florida, you know.
Yeah, that was the big meet. Yeah, that was the big meet.
Yeah, but still, I mean, nevertheless, that first night when it was before anything was going on, it was just a bunch of people hanging out, having a couple drinks, vaping their faces off, and it was just so much fun. And I remember I saw you, I gave you a big hug, and first thing that came in our mouths is we talked about the Raiders and the Broncos for like a few minutes. Of course.
Of course, and then it's what are you vaping?
I know. You know, so I thought that was kind of funny. And like it just goes to show like how much fun like you know, I could have you. And I was like telling you that I hope that the next meet we're at, you're not so busy, because I remember the meet that I was at where I saw you at down south, you were slammed. You were just slammed all weekend, you know, and it's not easy to run one of those events, especially if you're talking about a big event, you know. It's a lot of work that goes in it, a lot of planning, and I'm sure a lot of people, you know, when they go to the meets, they're extremely jovial and thankful that there are people like you behind the scenes that are helping put pieces together. I'm sure you had a couple people helping you also.
Oh yeah, we had people step up, volunteer. It's been great. I mean, Laurel works with me on it. Yeah, and the whole club is pretty awesome about it.
Right. And you know what? And just to put things into perspective, when I'm talking about a big vape meet, I'm talking about a vape meet. I'm not talking about what inevitably. I know we talked about this a little bit last night, Dereck, but I know inevitably vape meets will have to change a lot of, with what's been happening lately with vape meets, especially big ones, unfortunately may have to change. And I'm kind of hoping that there's still going to be, and what I mean by change, guys, I'm talking about like instead of having it at a hotel where people can relax, go to a room, maybe do some vending one day, I'm talking about like changing it so that like big meets may be moved to a convention center, like but surrounded by a bunch of hotels so that people can go to different hotels. Hey Lisa, how you doing?
Yeah, I know. Just trying to book ours here. I mean, it's like it was a lot easier to find a venue back in 2010 than it is now. I mean, it's almost like that whole public opinion thing. I mean, I tried to book the St. Pete Coliseum, and that was like, it was like looked upon in their eyes as smoking, and that's like run by this. St. Pete Coliseum is like, I think owned or run. Maybe Dawn can help me out. Maybe she knows better than I do. But I think it's like run by the city of St. Pete in some way. And yeah, they weren't having it. They weren't having the vape.
I don't know. I don't understand why. You know, like today, like, you know, I'm just going to touch upon this a little bit for people who saw the Senate hearings today. Like Senator Harkin out of Iowa. This guy was sitting there. He had a whole bunch of like juices in front of him. He had like a blue starter kit. He had the 808s or the 510s with the chargers. It's like, oh, you could just plug this in, you know, to recharge it. It's like, look at the flavors on here, and blah 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 blah. It's like, we're trying to get children to vape, you know, it seems, so that they can move on to smoking. So he was comparing vaping to a gateway drug to smoking. I'm like, I wanted to hit this guy. I mean, and I don't use physical force, but I mean, not really hit him, but I wanted to give him a hard slap in the face. Like, dude, what are you talking about? You know?
It was hard to watch.
It was crazy, you know, and you know,
the guy's been disproven time and time again. Like his opinion, you know, what he's saying has been disproven.
I mean, adults like flavors too. That's the whole point. Like, I understand when he says that he wants to make sure that e-cigs and vaping products get out of the hands of children. I completely agree with that. But the way he's going about it, he wants to just completely eliminate it. It's like, don't worry about it. You know, there's, I mean, like, the FDA will approve smoking, but they're not, you know, they're going to regulate the hell out of e-cigs. Then he's going about saying that, well, isn't this a nicotine transmission device? It's a device, right? When did who gives the FDA the right to regulate devices? You know, because this, you know, I was just like, oh man, this guy wants to like abolish vaping in the country.
Yeah, you know, I always looked at like the way they wrote those 241 pages is like a really boring read. But I mean, you had to read the whole thing, but it was so hard to read. But I mean, the way they wrote that, I mean, they're talking about if you go into like a cigar shop and I mean, if you go in a cigar shop, they're not going to regulate every lighter and every cutter in a cigar shop. So I mean, anything from like the atomizer down, I mean, wouldn't that be an accessory?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right, and you know, and like I said, you know, I know it's like going away a little bit from what are people doing? Okay, oh yeah, that's right, because I have Pami rolling up because I was late 41 minutes, so I'm having her roll out a couple giveaways for me while we're talking also. So, but anyway, the next thing the next topic I wanted to bring up while we're talking, because we sidestepped a little bit, is I mean, while you were in the course of vaping, you discovered that, you know, I'm guessing you discovered some of the forums and you talked to some people about how to do make your own e-liquid. And what I'm curious about is like, how did you go about doing that, and how did that evolve into you making the decision to one day sell some of your creations commercially?
Well, I mean, when I first started, I used to talk to a little bit, you know, before I started DIY, and I used to talk to the guy that had the company with Totally Wicked, that Decadent Vapors, Peter Cole, and he convinced me to start DIY, and I was probably about 4 months into vaping, and I've been doing it for ever since. I mean, I've been making my own liquid probably since around January, February of 2010, actually. So that's just the way I've always been. I mean, every once in a while, there's flavors that vendors sell that I don't want to try. I mean, they do such a good job of it that I don't mind picking up some of that. You know,
right.
A couple of flavors here and there that are, you know, a certain vendor makes. I'm more than happy to just buy. But
because you're curious just like any other vapor. There's like a juice that's out there that people are raving about. You're like, hey, well, I might as well give it a shot, right?
Yeah, of course.
Right.
So,
and I'm sure that like you know, as a vendor, I know that a lot of vendors have this gift in one form or another. You must have the gift of taste. And what I mean by the gift of taste is, do you have the gift? I mean, how good is your gift where you could vape on a juice, nobody tells you what it is, and you could literally sit there and within moments like decipher what's in it?
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I do get that, yeah. I got the different flavor profile, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's a given. Like, some people have it better than others. Me, I'm so at it, you know, but, I mean, like I said, like, when I was talking about a couple of the flavors that I have, because I picked up some flavors from Dereck, like, a month ago or so, and I really wanted to try it. I was going to try all 6, but I decided just to try the 2 because these are the 2 that I like the most. But anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. What I wanted to basically know is, like, when, you know, like, how far along in your DIY journey did you feel so comfortable with the point that you just felt like you could share this with other people? So I'm guessing that you started out by sharing it out with people in the Suncoast Vapors group first, correct?
Not really, like,
oh, really?
Like, just friends, yeah. Like, I don't go to the beats and, like, bring my juice with me to the meets. I just kind of go to hang out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got friends that I converted to vaping, and I've helped them out by, like, you know, if I picked up something at a shop or something, and they don't want to shop online, I'd send them, like, you know, an Eagle battery or something like that, or a starter kit or something like that. And that's how I kind of started out. And I make them a little bit of juice. I got friends from outside of vaping that I have to convert. And they really like the liquids I was making, so.
Right. And I think that's awesome. I mean, like, you know, for me, myself, like, when I delved into DIY, I was only comfortable enough to share 2 of the juices that I made, because I know, maybe, I'm sure you can relate to this, okay, but me as just an amateur DIYer, you know, I would just, like, obsess about, like a certain type of flavor profile I wanted to hit, and next thing you know, I have sitting here with, like, 11, 12 different flavorings, all different percentages, working it out like the juice calculator, trying to see if I can get this right to get a certain flavor or feeling out. And next thing you know, it's 3 months later. I'm like a dozen betas in, and finally I'm like, okay, this is it. And then you feel comfortable. Okay, maybe I could like send out little bottles to, like, maybe 10 of my friends and see if they like it or not. You know, and get feedback. And
exactly.
it's only for my own self amusement more than anything. I've done that in the past, and you know, so
and you come to realization, like, you know, I mean, it's the whole you know, something might taste like the optimal blend of these flavors to you. It might not be the best for somebody else. You're just the best that you possibly can, and hope people like it. Everybody has different tastes, so I mean, that you do the best that you think you can, and kind of hope that everybody else is going to feel the same as you, but you know, everybody has different tastes in you, so. You know.
I could definitely attest to that. And now, anybody here that knows me, it's like, I am a bit of a juice snob. I'm not gonna lie, but I could tell you that you know, when I try to bring in guests, I try to bring in guests that I believe in. Okay, and what I mean by I believe in them, I'm talking about guests that I think that their juice is worthy of being known. It's almost like I consistently try to find those hidden diamonds in the rough. That's what I try to do. So you guys know I buy a lot of juice. I mean, like, and I'm constantly buying samples to see if there's at least one flavor that in somebody's line that I can like, you know, and I know I can vape. And I personally think that the 2 that I've got right here, like, one of them, like, just to use Phil Basardo's like grading conventions, like, this particular one, Best of the West, is a street shutout. Like, it's that good.
Awesome.
And just so you guys know what the Best of the West is, this is basically, I know you guys are gonna be like, yeah, right, Rich, but it is true. This is banana and vanilla with flue cured tobacco. And you guys are like, well, of course it has banana in it, because, you know, Dereck, everybody knows that I'm a big banana vapor. But no, I'm not kidding. I went through one bottle of this because I got 30 mils, so I went through my first 10 mil bottle already. I'm like halfway down on my second bottle of this already, and I've been tanking it. You know. But what was for you? What was your inspiration for this one? I mean, like, I'm guessing this is one of your favorite vapes, which is the reason why you decided to release it commercially. So
yeah, I didn't see a lot of banana tobaccos out there. I saw a lot of, like, you know, blueberry. I saw a lot of honeysuckle tobaccos. I kind of got the hint off the honeysuckle tobaccos and stuff like that. That was really popular, like, a year and a half, 2 years ago. There's a lot of people, everybody wanted honeysuckle tobacco. But I wanted to put a little different spin on it, so I did, like, the banana and the vanilla, just do something different. And then the tobacco that I used, it was like a little bit of a sweeter tobacco, so it kind of melded together into, like, just like one type of flavor. Like, it was really well balanced. It came out really good, so I was pretty happy with that one.
Yeah, I have it right here tanked. I have it on my this is the iClear 30S, I think. Yeah, iClear 30S. So as you can see, I just keep filling it up, and this one's almost empty. It's almost ready for me to fill it up again. So and the flavor on this is outstanding. I told you I wanted to do some reviews and, like, delve into it a little bit deeper on these 2 flavors. I just haven't had the time. I'm gonna be doing it, guys. I know you guys are like, Rich, stop slacking. I know, but I'll get to it. we'll get to it, man. And here's the other one. Now this one is the Big Top. The Big Top is basically strawberry, cotton candy, and vanilla. Now, to me, when I first saw it, I was like, okay, that's interesting. I'm willing to try that out because I've never had that kind of mixture in this. But you know, I'll tell you, I don't know what you were going for here, but for me, the way what I was getting off of this was that it was almost like the cotton candy was there, but it was better on the exhale than on the inhale. And then the strawberry and vanilla is what I'm getting more of in the inhale on this.
Awesome.
And I liked it, you know. And
yeah.
I to me, it was like a perfect. It was almost like as you're vaping it, the flavors in a sense separate themselves. And I like vapes that are like that, you know. Pami is helping me out because I had some tech issues, guys. So I know it's a little bit different the way I'm doing things. So, but anyway, I just wanted to make sure things would move along because I didn't want to take away from Dereck. That's all. Okay. But yeah, with this, I mean, I'm guessing this would be more of like a summer vape flavor, like when it's warmer out. Well, what am I talking about? It's always warm in Florida. So for you, it would be like all year long.
Yeah. You get like 2 cool weeks in February.
Right.
That's about it.
Oh God, I know. And like, but for the rest of us, like me, because I'm still in New York. You know, where you actually see seasons. Yeah, to me, this would be more of like a spring, summer. Well, more like a summer, like a spring or summer kind of vape. Well, if you're, you know, because a lot of people do that. They will vape certain flavors depending on the time of year. I don't know why people do that, but they do. You know, and I don't know. I think that's interesting that people do that. It's almost like the kind of flowers you have in your house, the way they're arranged. You know. You know. Oh God, Mark's one of my sponsors making fun of me. You know who these are? Like, I don't know if you know them. Mark, Jen, Vapor Vixen. I don't know, but anyway, they're from Vermont. Yeah, Marble Valley Vapors, good people. Yeah, eggnog. Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So,
Vixen, I know.
Yeah. So that's those guys, and they're great people too. But anyway, I wanted to talk about some of the other flavors that I didn't get, but I know that you're passionate about because you wouldn't just release anything, you know. And
no, I only kept it like really small.
Right.
Only really 6 flavors.
Like,
I worked on them for a little while.
Right. Like the first one I want to talk about, just to give people a heads up on it, is okay, Jody. A heads up is let's talk about excuse me, Calabrese, the Calabrese, and this one.
That was a lime and a coconut.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to switch it up a little bit because I had been making that as a DIY for a while, and I changed it up a little bit and I put like just a little, like it's not really a menthol vape, but I put a little tiny bit in,
right,
just to kind of like bring the flavors out. So that's why I got the name Calabrese.
And I think people would appreciate that because that would be almost considered, like me personally, coconut's kind of my kryptonite, but I'm more than willing to always try coconut because you never know. You'd be surprised on what has coconut in it, and I might actually be able to vape it. But most of the time, I can't handle coconut. A good example would be like you would know this one, like Roar Vapors, like Dawn of Truth, that has coconut in it.
Yeah.
That one's a good one, but it's a rare one. But that one, what you said, I'm almost thinking that the citrus may in a sense overshadow the coconut a little bit.
It definitely does, yeah.
And then
definitely comes forward, especially with a little bit of coolness to it. The lime really comes forward.
I'm gonna have to try that then. You know, I'm gonna have to give that a shot then, and then because like I said, it's almost like with people who are very big into food, you have to try it at least once to know. You know,
yeah.
So I understand that. I can relate to that. And then I know there's another flavor you have here called Purple Wave.
Yeah, that's like a great bubble gum, and I got the name from my old high school mascot was the Purple Wave, Marshall High School. That's,
okay.
Yeah, it was just a cool sound. I mean, I don't know how people are gonna receive great bubble gum, but you know, I really like it. A couple people that tried it really liked it.
Right.
And just a cool name. I mean,
it is a cool name, man.
You know, I had to put that in the lineup, so.
And the next one I want to bring up, like, since we're talking about cool breezes and like we do with with the Cara breezes, let's talk about the frost top. The frost top, basically, it's a whole bunch of wild berries, and it's slightly chilled with touch of menthol.
Yeah. Same thing, just a little bit of just a little tiny bit of menthol in it. Just like with the berries, it just brings it out really nice.
That one actually sounds really good. It does, and yeah, I'm down there because like I'm looking at this and like my guess, I'm not asking you to tell me specific flavors, but just by looking at the picture, my guess is like if there's raspberries in it and blackberries in it, it's almost like the tartness of the raspberry and like the subtle sweetness of the blackberry almost cancel each other out and blend together pretty good. It's good for smoothies. I can imagine it can be really good for a vape. So, and then obviously I wanted to say the best for last that I'm very interested in. I'm probably gonna get this next. Is the D-Rock Road.
Yeah, man. It's like my little people have been calling me that, around the way, around the community for a little while now, and I just figured to make a flavor out of it. It's really, and I just picked something really, really cool like Rocky Road. It's got a couple of different flavor profiles in it, and it's got 4 flavor profiles to it, and it's very similar to the Rocky Road dessert, but it's got my own spin on it. It's not gonna be the same as any other Rocky Road.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's one of it's cool.
Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna. Well, you know what? This is the perfect weekend to do it. For me to place another order, because guys,
cool.
Let me tell you guys what Dereck is doing. For you guys in the room, he's gonna tell you guys first in the room, but then we're gonna release it after the show. So, if you want, you could do the honors and let him know about the code. Yeah,
we're gonna do from tonight. Actually, it's already up on the site. We should have announced it first, but it's all good. From tonight till Sunday at 11:59 or midnight or whatever you call it, the end of Sunday, we're going to do 30% off all liquids on the site if you use the code TOWER30. Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah, you're right. No, I think Pammy put it in. She's been putting it in since the beginning. So
cool.
So as you can see here, yeah, she's been putting it in. I just figured I'd mention it because people have been looking at the code this whole time. I figured I'd give it a mention now. But yeah, the code's been going up for like since you came into the room.
And we're gonna give some liquid away too, right? Did they give it away?
Oh yeah. Are you guys interested? Who wants to try some of Dereck's juice? I don't know. Well, people are not getting excited yet. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Here come the people. They're excited. Okay. So okay, well anyway guys, so I guess this is what we're gonna do. Dereck and I talked about it last night. What we're gonna decide we're gonna do for you guys is Dereck wants to give 2 lucky winners a 3-bottle pack. So you have your choice up to 3 flavors, 10 ml bottles apiece. Okay, so it's like 30 mls altogether. Now in order to win this,
we're gonna do 3.
We're gonna do 3? Ooh.
We're gonna do 3 winners.
3 winners. 3 winners, okay. So this is how we're gonna roll with this. Yes, we're doing a question, guys. See if you're listening to us. So the first 3 people to answer this question correctly, and this will be based on what we were talking about tonight. Just, if you're listening to us, you will know this answer. First 3 people to answer the question correctly gets the win. Okay, here we go, guys. You ready? Here we go.
It was mentioned. That was.
Limelight's in New York. It's not in New Rochelle, guys. Just letting you know. What is his favorite hangout in New Rochelle? Let's see. It's okay, Tink. Tink rolled in like halfway through. I'm just gonna put this out there. I emphasize it 3 times. 3 times. I enunciated it 3 times during the interview. I think I might have even given you guys a little wink too while I was at it.
New Rochelle too. Yep.
The cat house, no.
Iona. I did go to Iona though. I did graduate from Iona.
Okay, so Raul at least was listening a little bit. Come on, guys. Oh my gosh. It's a place that serves alcohol. Well, you're close.
This small town had 60,000 people and 94 bars at one time.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna give you a hint. This is the only hint I'm gonna give, and this is it. It's two people's names, so it's something and something. Oh god, these guys are gonna be going nuts. Mike and Ike, even Busters.
CJ Cullen's Tavern. That's in Pelham.
The question is, what was Derek's favorite hangout in New Rochelle? Oh man, are we gonna have to like walk away from this if nobody's answered it right? Fox and Hound. Should we just do another question, Derek? We should just almost do another question, huh? I almost feel bad for these people. These guys, no, I can't believe it. I got over 100 people who nobody heard what I said. Okay, we're gonna do another question.
Chili butts.
We're gonna do another question. Okay, the answer of this question was Marty and Lenny's. So we're gonna do another question here, and basically I'm gonna make you guys go to his website, and basically here it is. What here? I'm gonna put the question in.
Oh wait, Misfit got it.
But I told them though.
Oh, okay.
I told them already. That's why. So they can't use it. Okay. So here's the question. I'm gonna make you guys go to his website. Okay. So if you go to limelightVapor.com, the answer to this question will be on the site. Okay. Okay, so basically, here's the question. You have to go to his website to answer this question.
There you go.
Okay. That's the question, guys. First 3 people to give me an answer wins the packs.
Dawn.
Okay, we got it. We got it. So the 3 people I'm seeing is Dawn's Folly, Megavic, and Tink. Hold on a second. Here, confirm that with me, Pammy. Alright, so those are the 3 I got. I got Dawn's Folly, Megavic 01, and I got Tink. Yep, those are it. Congratulations, guys. Now, you know what I need. I need the last 2 digits of each of your zip codes. So that way, when you send in your email, I can verify it, and then I can send it off to Dereck. Okay, so Megavix 02. Alright. Oops. Tank is 22. And then all I need is Dawn. And Dawn is 07. Hey, congratulations to you 3. So yeah,
That's good.
yeah. So take a look at the site, and oh boy, hey Lucidius, what's up, man? So yeah. So guys, congratulations. And my suggestions, honestly, is definitely if you can include Best of the West in your choices. That's my favorite one out of the. Well, you know, I know there's others, but those out of the 2 that I tried, that one's like my. That one was like out of this world, really good. So,
glad you liked it.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Anyway, before we go, Dereck, I have this little quiz that I give to all my guests. So quick answers. You don't have to think too hard about it, but it's just a little something I like to do also with each one of my guests, okay? So, whenever you're ready, I'll start firing these off, okay?
Ready.
All right. What is your favorite non-curse word?
Nipple.
Okay. And what is your least favorite word?
Moist.
God, dude, you know what? A couple people said that. That's really funny. I know, that could be irritating, I know. What turns you on?
What turns me on? Is that what you said? What did you say?
Yeah, what turns you on?
I don't know. Pass.
Okay. What turns you off?
Rude people.
Okay. What sound do you love?
The ice cream truck.
And what sound do you hate?
Nails on a chalkboard.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Okay. What is your favorite curse word? I know, there's so many to choose from.
Shit.
That's mine, too. I use that a lot, too. All okay. Right. What profession other than yours would you like to attempt?
I'd like to be a tour guide around Rome.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I just saw a movie about that recently, too. And, what profession would you not like to do?
Toll collector.
A what?
That would suck. Toll collector.
Oh yeah, especially like on the Triborough or whatnot. It's all day.
Turnpike.
Ugh. Yeah. Okay, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say to you when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I don't know. Welcome. Come on in.
All right, dude, that's awesome. Okay, guys. So let me do this. If I can get everybody's help in here right now, okay? I want to thank Dereck for coming in. He's awesome, dude. Do me a favor, guys. Okay. People, if you can go over to Facebook right now, like his page. Like his page because he's always every once in a while he's putting up good deals. Like he's got the 30% code going on right now. So well, I know he skipped a question, Vaping, but he had the right to skip that question. You know, he didn't want he didn't want to answer it. I'm not gonna make him answer the question. If he doesn't want to answer, he doesn't have to. Oh, we know Vaping Girl she probably thinks you're cute, so she wanted to hear. Yeah, she probably wanted to hear that answer.
Turn on girls who vape.
Oh, nice. Okay, there you go, Vaping Girl. You got his answer. But yeah, if you guys could please like his page on Facebook, I'd really appreciate it. And if you're on Twitter, please follow him on Twitter. It's twitter.com/Limelight Vapor. He also has his Google Plus. And guys, if you guys are interested in like the group that he's a part of, the Suncoast Vapors Club, please, I got the link up here for Suncoast Vapors Club. Hey, join the group. You never know everybody loves going to Florida. So next time you're in the area in Tampa Bay, it's in the Tampa Bay area, right? Where you usually have the meets, Dereck. Why not?
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
So anyway, I'm gonna throw one last question at you before I let you go, real quick. If by chance you're unable to establish another vape stock by the water, would you consider Ybor City?
But I'd have to talk to the group about that. But
yeah.
Pretty cool. Could be something different. Yeah.
I know. And if you guys don't know anything, if you guys don't know anything about Ybor City, just think Florida versions of New Orleans. That's the way I grew up. That's the way I grew up. Yeah. Tampa's way, And but anyway, guys, guys, give Dereck a big round of applause. Thank you so much for coming in. Just remember, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, absolutely, Dereck. LimelightVapor.com, and he has his he has all his info here. And obviously, if you have any specific questions, he's a very good resource because he's been around the block for a long time when it comes to vaping. And definitely, I mean, I'm sure that if you hit up his Facebook page, you could like send in a message to him, and I'm sure you're more than willing to help out people who may have some questions about certain stuff regarding to vaping too.
No doubt. No doubt.
Awesome. All right, yo,
thanks everybody. Everybody's been cool. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dereck, man. Much love, brother. I'll talk to you soon. All right, man.
All right, brother. Fist bump.
All right, peace. Have a good evening, man.
Later, man. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Dereck. Okay.